How's it going out there? Welcome from H2TechVideos. This is the long-awaited Amazon Fire TV pros and cons, worth it or waste. I've had a lot of time to play around with this device and was kind of, waiting a couple of months to do the review on this because Amazon did make a couple of tweaks after it came out, so I didn't want to judge it too soon when there were a couple of new features that were coming to it. So anyway, this is going to be our full review. We're going to jump right into the pros of Amazon Fire TV, and let's go ahead and just flash up real quick from the box here, and bam, there it is. That's what it looks like. And so first and foremost, this is a very quick device, and it just went to standby that quick. Very fast device. It moves nice and quick. That's one of the awesome things, is there's not any real lag. You can really shoot through the menus quick to kind of get to see what content is on there. You don't have to worry about it freezing a lot. I actually haven't had any problem with it freezing thus far. Second thing, does have game capability, and it does give you the ability to purchase an additional controller for $39.99 that you can actually download and play games on here. So just to show you, if we go down the game section here, there's a ton of games here, from family games to just single person games, which I was very impressed by. They do have Minecraft. I hadn't even seen this. They got these new casino games on here now, so that's pretty fun. Minecraft is a really huge game that you can now play on here, and you could build your little worlds and stuff. So that's a really great feature, because now the box isn't just about movies and TV shows, but the gaming element of it is a lot better. So you can buy this and put this in your kid's room. Guess what? It has parental control, so you can actually limit the content that your kids are watching. So imagine paying $100 for this device, and your kid could download and play games. You can get them a controller for that $40, and you can also set the parental controls to limit what they're watching. They even have the feature, don't worry about that. They even also have the feature which is Kindle Free Time, when you can actually limit how much time they're playing on it too. So it really gives you a lot of control, and which is great, because as a parent you don't want to have to be watching 24/7. So if you set those controls right, then you're not going to have to worry about those things. So so far, very quick. Gaming capability for one-on-one person, or there's family games as well. One of the games I did put on here was this PBA bowling game, which is nice and cool, which you can play without the controller. So if you just want to use the remote that it comes with, you can go ahead and use that, and that works totally fine. One of the things I really liked about it a lot was the how the apps look, specifically Hulu and Netflix. I currently use a PlayStation 3 to watch movies and TV shows and things like that, and the Hulu app is the exact same app that they have on the PlayStation 3, which is a very beautiful interface, moves nice and quick, not a lot of lag. So I love that Hulu didn't create a special interface for this device. They just used the one they already had, which is great. This is what it looks like. And with this remote, you actually can move through it even faster than you can move through with the PlayStation remote. So I love that. And Netflix is the same. It's the exact same interface. So that just makes it just so much simpler. In fact, I really have contemplated getting rid of my PS3 and just using this as my main device. But I still play some games. If not, I would probably use this. Also, there's no Blu-ray player. The next thing is, I already talked about, there's a big list of games you can play. One of the big features that a lot of people don't know about is that if you have a Kindle Fire HDX, which is the model that came out last November, you can actually mirror your screen to the TV. So if you have a website on your Kindle, you could mirror it, and you can now see that right on your flat screen TV. So that's a great feature. It allows for the wireless mirroring feature. You could also mirror movies on there. You could mirror anything that's on your Kindle. You'll be able to see it on your TV screen because the capability is built into the box. So that's a kind of a hidden feature a lot of people don't know about. And I have a separate video that's how to mirror from your Kindle to your TV, and that kind of shows you how that works. So that's great. The next thing, they have included the digital optical output, which is it's a port on the back of the Amazon Fire TV, which does allow you to plug in to a surround system. So if you have speakers that are separate, you can plug those in and still plug in with an HD cable, and you get your great picture and you get your great sound as well. So that was another great plus. Definitely wanted to mention. So those are the main pros. Obviously, pricing is great for $99. One of the biggest features I just forgot, forgive me for not mentioning this, is on the remote. The remote does have the voice search button where you can just hold down this button right here and you could search for different content on the device. So I can hold it and say, Gary Busey. You guys have probably all seen that commercial where Gary Busey is holding the remote and he's screaming. It probably not going to work when I say it, but it works when he says it. No, it sure didn't work. That's so funny. Find Gary Busey. That's so hilarious. I had to do that. And there it is, Gary Busey. It's so hilarious, and that's not even his movie. But you could do for anything else, like Saved by the Bell. So the cool thing is when you do that search, you're going to use the remote and then just press OK or the middle button, and then it'll pull up the TV show, and it'll search through Amazon's library, which is pretty cool. And it just makes it easier to find things quicker. So gotta love that. Let's see if you can do it with apps too. Netflix. So see, I did Netflix, hit the button, and then it'll take you right to Netflix. So you really don't even have to navigate to a lot of things. If you just hold down that button right there, that's going to allow you to just pull it up nice and quick. And just to show you the remote, you do have a back button, home, menu, your tracks, backward and forward, and your play button. So very fluid remote. The voice search is very accurate from what I've seen. I love that. This is pretty cool too, actually. TuneIn Radio. This is a new addition which was not on there before when I first checked, but this is great. You can actually listen to live radio on here too, so you can pull up just about all your favorite radio stations and you'll be able to listen to them right from your TV. So that's another great thing, along with your Pandoras and your Hulus and things like that. So those are the pros. I'm going to transition over to the cons. The first big con was that although it does have this great voice search, you can't voice search everything. It specifically voice searches Amazon content. So for example, if I was to go into Netflix right now and I wanted to search for a movie within Netflix, you are limited. You cannot use this microphone to do a search for anything. And let me show you what I mean. So if I go up to search Saved by the Bell. So if I click on it, it's not searching within Netflix. It takes me out of Netflix, and now it does a general search of just Amazon content. So that was kind of irritating because I thought you would be able to voice search anything. Basically anywhere where there's a search box, you would be able to do a voice search, and that is not true. It's specifically for Amazon content, and from what I heard, they are adding the capability where you can now do a voice search for Hulu. So you know, they're adding it, and I hope they're going to add it for Netflix too, because this will probably be the main app that people are going to be using anyway on here. But I was just surprised that that voice search was limited to just Amazon content. So that was the first big con. The second thing, the Spotify app is not available on here, and Spotify is a pretty huge app where I thought they would have that on here. You can get that on the Roku, and that was probably one pro of the Roku, is that it does have Spotify support. Another big app I did not see on here is Angry Birds, which is huge, which is also available on the Roku. So, you know, I was kind of surprised that, you know, they weren't able to get, you know, like that marquee app, which is Spotify, as well as no Angry Birds. And another app I thought they were going to add, because it's specifically Amazon content, was Audible. Audible is a audiobook reading app where you can download audiobooks and listen to them. So I was rather surprised that that app was not available on here either. I would have thought that, you know, people would love to, you know, you have your whole surround system. You could set up your Fire TV and you could listen to your favorite audiobooks through your system. So that app currently is not on here, and I'm hoping that they do add that, because I'm a big audiobook listener. And just surprised that's specifically Amazon content. Why wouldn't they put it on their device? So next con is that you do have to have an internet connection to do pretty much anything on this device. So you can't just you can't, like, if you don't have internet, this device will do nothing for you. So, and that's kind of how a lot of the other ones work. You do have to have an internet connection. I wish they had made a couple of things of, like, had an option to make things available offline. I think there might be like a few things you can download, but for the most part you lose access to almost everything on the box if you don't have an internet connection. So obviously in the day and age we live in, everyone has internet, but some people may not have it, or if the internet goes down, you're screwed. So I wish, or maybe I need to look into it a little further, but as far as I know, a lot of things cannot be used without an internet connection. My last, and this isn't a big con, but I wish they had added a web browser, because to me that's the one thing this thing is missing. Is why not make it so you could search the internet right from here? Apple TV doesn't have that support either. They have these separate devices like Google TV, and like for some reason those were big and they went away really quick. I would have thought it would have been just smarter to just add a browser. And on the back of the box there is a USB port, so you actually would be able to plug in like a mouse or a keyboard, for example, but that capability is not there. Another con, and this list of cons now is specifically in connection with the Roku, because I have researched the Roku thoroughly, because that's the biggest competition to this device. And a couple of things that Roku has that the Amazon Fire TV does not have is on their remote you can actually plug in a headphone jack, and with that you could privately listen to whatever you're watching from your headphones. And I love that feature. I just discovered that recently and I was like, wow. Imagine if your significant other is asleep and you still want to watch TV, you could plug in your headphones and listen to it without disturbing them. So I hope that Amazon will add that feature, because that's freaking awesome. Be able to plug in headphones and keep listening or keep playing your game or whatever, and not have to worry about making too much noise. Like, to me that's just an awesome feature. I think that's about it. I really tried to do my homework on Roku to make sure. Oh, there were a couple other things actually. One thing is Roku 3 has dedicated iOS and Android apps that you can download, so you can actually control their box without having to use the remote that Roku comes with. So I would also, since this is the competition, this box, I think Amazon needs to come out with their own like remote app as well, so that you can control it. For example, if you do lose the remote, or maybe you just have your iPad with you, you can just use that to control it instead of having to use their remote. One pro I did forget to mention, sorry guys, I'm all over the place because there's a lot of stuff to mention, I don't want to miss anything. The remote is multi-directional, and I'm kind of making up that word, but basically what that means is you don't necessarily have to point the remote directly at the box for it to work. If you've ever used an Apple TV, you would know that their remote, specifically if you're not pointing it directly at the front of the box, it does not work. So that's one big pro for Fire TV, is that I could be pointing the remote behind me and it's still going to move the screen. So that's really great, whereas you can't do that with Apple TV. It's got to be pointed directly at the box, or it's not gonna move. So also Roku 3 does have some motion control games, so they do allow you to use that remote and do some motion stuff, whereas obviously Fire TV you do get a regular controller to play like you would play a game system. So anyway, these have been the pros and cons. Obviously at the end of every pro and con we always do we ask the question, worth it or a waste, and I would say even with the long list of pros and cons, this device is still a worth it. And let me tell you why. One, if you have a Kindle Fire, this will complement that device great, because you already have a lot of Amazon content anyway. As well as if you have Amazon Prime, you have access to a lot of their free movies. So if you're a Prime member, you get to watch a lot of the Amazon movies for free without having to rent or pay for them. So it's definitely going to be great for people like that. I still love the box, even though there is some limitation with the apps. Just, you know, Angry Birds and Spotify and Audible, but I feel like they're going to add those later. So I really wouldn't hold that against it. I love the voice search. I love how easy it is just to navigate the device. It's quick. I love the interface. I really haven't seen the Roku interface. I haven't really been too interested in that device. But nonetheless, I've been very impressed by this. Amazon Fire TV is, you know, definitely taking things to the next level. Hopefully Apple TV will get some type of refresh soon, because they haven't done anything new in a long time. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. I hope you guys found this helpful. Make sure you like, favorite, and share the video if you did find it helpful. Make sure you also share this with someone. If you know someone that's looking for a device like this, maybe they want to like watch Netflix or Hulu, share this video with them so they can see what Amazon Fire TV is all about. This is such a cool device, and it's fun, and it's very, very easy to use. It's got a very easy, simple interface, which is just navigating it is very simple. It's not complicated, and that's what I like too. It's just simplicity. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you like it. Make sure you subscribe to H2TechVideos if you're not a subscriber, and make sure you like us on Facebook, facebook.com/H2TechVideos. Take care and have a good one.